trig derivatives. So a lot of this is just memorizing the formulas. So like sine inverse, that's the one that's 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared. That's the form for sine inverse. So the derivative of sine inverse, 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared. Cosine would be the same thing with the negative instead. Then tan is 1 over 1 plus x squared. So if you have as long as you have those memorized, then it's not too bad. And now we just got to do algebra. We're going to sub in 3/5 because that's what they want us to do. So 1 over square root of 1 minus 3/5 should get me, if you actually want to do all the math, because it's multiple choice, let's say, 1 over square root of 1 minus 9 over 25. So common denominator, 25 over 25. So that'll get me 1 over 25 minus 9 is 16 over 25, which will get me 1 over 4/5. And then if you divide it by 1 over 4/5, that's just like flip it basically, right? It's 1 divided by 4/5 is what it's saying. So you times by the reciprocal, and you get 5/4. Trig in general is that bottom one comes to the top. Tan inverse, so that's 1 over 1 plus x squared is a derivative. Now we're just doing algebra here. So I get 1 over 1 plus, what am I at? 1 over 4, common denominator. I get 1 over 5 over 4. And then like before we talked about, you just, that bottom goes to the top, so it's 4/5. Next one, whoops, arc cosine. So I kind of mentioned before, it's just like sine, but you flip it, but it's a negative. Now this has a 4x inside of it, so this is a chain rule now. That's what that changes. It's a chain rule. So it's 1 over, negative 1 over, square root of 1 minus x squared normally, but there's a 4x, so it's 4x squared. Notice the whole thing is squared, not just the x. A lot of people just do the x to get lazy. The whole thing is squared. Times it to chain rule, times by derivative of the inside, 4. So all of that. So that gets me negative 4 over square root of 1 minus 16x squared. So that's what this is. This is the derivative of that. Now we're going to plug in 1 over 5. So negative 4 over square root of 1 minus 16, 1/5 squared. Not as bad as it looks. So 1 minus 1 over 5 squared is 1 over 25 times 16. So I get negative 4 over common denominator. So this is like 25. So 9 over 16. We've been here before. So I get negative 4 over square root of 3 over 4. And then again, this is like a divide sign. So it's like negative 4 divided by 3/4, which is negative 4 times the reciprocal. Helps you put over 1 sometimes. So this is 4 times 4, so 4. So I get negative 16 over 3. Next one, same idea, but with the 7x. And this time, like, we don't have no more algebra. So the derivative sign is 1. So it's like cosine, but without the negative. Then 1 minus, now it's something squared. In this case, the inside is 7x, so plug 7x in there. Then times by derivative of the inside, right? Chain rule. So we get 7 over square root of 1 minus 49x squared. That's our answer. Arctan of x over 3. So kind of similar idea. So arctan is 1 over 1 plus x squared. What are we plugging in this time though? X over 3. Since we sub that in to chain rule, times by derivative thing left in, 1/3. Derivative of x over 3 is 1/3. Now if you want to simplify this, because again remember, if it's free response, you walk away, you're done, you're happy. If it's multiple choice, not so much. So we'll put the 1/3 on top, and then on the bottom we have 1 plus x squared over 9. And again, like, okay, good, done. Yeah, mostly. But if it's multiple choice, they might not have this. So there's a trick we do to match the multiple choice answer, which is you want to get rid of the fraction down here. And the way we do this, multiply both top and bottom by 9 over 9. Like 9 over 9, like a 1. So it's all good. And what that does is this. On top, I get 1/3 times 9, which is 3. On bottom, the 9 cancels out with this 9 to make this perfect x squared. And the 9 over here makes it 9. So it's 9 plus x squared. And AP loves that. They want to see that and not this. Again, that's on a multiple choice. So they'll show this on a multiple choice, most likely, and not this. Free response, this is totally fine. Next one, same thing with cosine. So remember, cosine is like a sine but with a negative. So it's 1 over square root of 1 minus something squared. That something is x squared. Then times by derivative of that x squared, which is 2x. So to simplify a little bit, I get negative 2x over the square root of 1 minus x to the 4th, right? Oh, it's not that bad. E to the cosine negative 1. Remember, e's are my favorite. All you have to do is copy it, and then times by the derivative of the inside. Now, the derivative of the inside is cosine, so it's negative 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. But that's pretty much all you can do. And the last one here, natural log. Now remember, natural log is one where you flip, so it's kind of like e. You flip it. It's 1 over sine inverse of x times the derivative of sine inverse, which is the 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared. And there we go. That's it.